everyone, it's Elizabeth from ShockinglyMe.com. I am doing another book review, and it is on Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger. Krueger? Huh. I hadn't said it out loud before this. It is a very different book than the ones I usually read. I actually am reading it for a book club that I'm going to next week, tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow. So this is good practice for when I talk about it at book club, as opposed to talking about it at book club and letting that be practice for things that go on the internet. This book is in my own words, a coming of age story of a 13-year-old boy. And I really liked it. Right off the bat, before I even tell you what it's about, it's beautifully written. Again, it's not the normal type of book I would read, but it really hit a lot of notes in the sense that the way it's written compels you to keep reading it, and each character is very unique in their own way, and it wasn't one that I sat down and was like, oh, this is the obvious answer. There were a couple of things that, you see coming, but it wasn't supposed to be, I know it's labeled as mystery according to the library, it wasn't supposed to be like a whodunit, solve it type, but there were some aspects of that, and overall, great book. So if you wanted that information, you can stop watching now. But the book itself, according to the inside cover, is, let's watch me butcher a whole new set of words, everyone. New Bremen, Minnesota, 1961. The twins were playing their debut season. Ice-cold root beers were selling out at the soda counter of Halderson's drugstore, and the hot stuff comic books were a mainstay on every barbershop magazine rack. It was a time of innocence and hope for a country with a new young president, but for 13-year-old Frank Drum, it was a grim summer in which death visited frequently and assumed many forms. Accident, nature, suicide, murder. And so that's kind of what it's about. There's more to the actual jacket, but if you're listening to a book review, in theory, you like to read and can read about it yourself. The link to the Goodreads is on my website, plus you can Google it. But there were a couple of really standout characters for me, one being Frank Drum, who's the main protagonist, and his little brother Jake. I thought they were both really cool, and it was interesting to watch Frank learn from his younger brother and also from life. There are definitely a couple of standout takeaways, I'm going to say, like life lessons. I'm never going to be able to find the page this quickly without my glasses on while I am skimming through, but it's essentially, actually, you know what? I can pause and just come back. I'm back. Modern technology. Coincidentally, I was closer to finding it than I thought, but one of possibly the strongest thing I took away from this, or it will stay with me for a long time, one of the characters says to Frank, the dead, no more than a breath. You let that last one go and you're with them again. And he's talking in context about how the dead are really never that far from you and they're always with you. And I thought it was a really beautiful way to look at that concept, because it's really true when you think about it. Something that's so simple on its surface but packs a really meaningful punch. So, I know I just jumped right in, but it's such a great quote, and it's really well written, and it kind of goes with the theme of the rest of the book, that it's in the sense that it's well written, but also that very poignant concept of, how do you handle loss? How do you come to terms with it? How do you move on in your life? But also how you grow from it. Because yes, there are people who die. People die every day. But there's people who stay behind and who still have to have their lives and grow. And I think that's what makes it a really beautiful story, even though it's sad. To learn more about William Kent Krueger, because I did forget to give you any information about him, he is the author of award-winning Cork O'Connor mystery series, which includes the New York Times bestseller Northwest Angel and Trickster's Point. He lives in the Twin Cities with his family, and you can visit his website at williamkentkrueger.com. williamkentkrueger.com. So yes, I highly recommend this book if you're looking for something that's different, that's poignant, and I say different meaning like different than the normal books that I read or the regular books that I read. It will definitely connect with you on a different level. I think it connected with me on a different level than, again, the usual books I read. And it really, I can't say enough about how beautifully it was written. So if you're looking for a coming of age story, if you are looking for something that speaks to religion versus the universe versus how we process information and how everyone deals with grief and how people grow, plus, a couple of cool plot moments and a good story overall, I would highly recommend it. So that is it. We're keeping this one short and sweet unless I digress, but definitely recommend it. Check it out. I will say, and this is someone else's opinion, not mine, I did read up on a couple of things about Mr. Krueger, although not how to say his last name, but I read on a couple of things of him, and I didn't look into the Cork O'Connor mystery series yet, but apparently the writing is very different. In the style of writing he used was different. This one has that more, sensitive, insightful, deep, like thought-provoking. It had an overall different feel than I guess what you'd find in a traditional mystery book. But it's award-winning, so maybe if you don't want a coming-of-age tale, but you do want to check out a new author who has some really great writing skills, you can check out the Cork O'Connor mystery series by Mr. Krueger. So that's it. If you are not looking for a mystery series or a poignant, I love that word. I have to double check the definition. I won't. I should. But a poignant coming-of-age tale, but do like when people just randomly get murdered and or are having traumatic breakdowns or any of those, you can check out shockinglyme.com and check out my stories that I've written. I'm trying to get better at editing them. I haven't quite gotten there yet. I know that I label them as mostly all unedited because they are, but I'm trying to be more cognizant of that. So I hope everyone has a very beautiful day. And if you've lost anyone recently, I've always subscribed to the let's celebrate the life that was versus being angry about losing them. I know I'm in the minority, or it feels like I'm in the minority of that opinion, but if you have lost someone recently, I don't know if this is the best book to read for you at this time, but I will say, when you're ready, I would check it out. I would also say that I am sorry for your loss, but it's a great time to celebrate the life that was. So have a beautiful day, and I will talk to everyone soon. Bye!